my first guest made her mark as the first runner-up on season 41 of the Food Network's Chopped. Now this classically trained fine dining chef is channeling her creativity into a thriving charcuterie business called Boards by Erica. Please welcome to New Day, Erica Lent. Hello.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for having me.
Oh, this spread is delicious, stunning, and you are actually going to show me how I might be able to do something like this.
Yes,
this
I'm hoping
season.
to show everybody how easy it is.
I
might
hope
look
so.
a little intimidating, but I like to think that it's a lot easier than it looks.
Yes, so what all did you bring?
Of course. So starting over here, this is just our fruit plate. So I use a lot of seasonal fruits, whatever I kind of find at the market, whatever looks best is what I'll grab. So a lot of berries and fruits.
How do you arrange that? Like, what's the thought process?
Of course. So a lot of times when you see boards and plates by companies or other places, you'll see just like large groupings of things separated, where I like to kind of use my artistic background and I like to use smaller piles and kind of like break it up into like a quadrant almost, and then like do each like corner and then just fill in all the gaps.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what did you bring over here?
Over here is our charcuterie wreath. So as easy as it sounds, is all it takes is some rosemary along the outside rims and then also on the inside to kind of give you that wreath view. I'm gonna show you how to fill in a couple of the other spots to make it look more full. But the biggest thing I do is I like to pick 4 cheeses, 3 meats. I like to pick different colors, cut them all different. So even if you're not a cheese aficionado, you'll still understand that all the cheeses may be different just because of the way they're cut or the way they look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait because a couple of these things I've always seen on boards and I feel like they would be really difficult, but you say even I can learn.
Of course. So this is manchego. It comes in usually like a shape like this. It'll be like a triangle. So I keep it in that shape and I just cut down, and then you'll see that we have all these little pieces.
Thin ones.
So so how I do these is I'll just go back and forth with it really quick.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So it gives you a little bit different of a view, and it kind of changes the contrast of everything else that's on the board.
It really does.
Yeah. So it kind of gives like a little zipper effect. Back and forth.
That's easy.
Yes. So then I'll just take this and I'll fill this kind of plug it in the hole that right here.
Have you always been passionate about charcuterie? Like, what has really drawn you to this?
So I've always loved all cheeses and meats. It's just like a really fun thing.
I mean, how can you not?
I have a very big fine dining background in French. So France is where delicious cheese come from. So kind of when I got tired of working in the kitchen, I wanted to start my own business. So now Boards by Erica, fully woman owned, based in Seattle. And I just love doing cheeses and meats because it lets me do my artistic side as well, pull that in and do all this sort of custom work that people are they have an idea. I love to do that idea.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay, the rose.
Yes. So I'm going to take it apart and it's going to be, it sounds sad, right?
It's really sad.
Yes, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. So we're just going to line the outside, like kind of overlapping the piece before. So it helps if
you have like a little jar or like bowl like this.
You'll see it in a wine glass. I like to do it in the ramekin because it holds a little bit better in my opinion, but you can do any size ramekin. So I just overlapped. It's about 8 pieces all overlapping each other. And then you'll come here and these all get lined like this.
Okay. Salami is the best thing to use.
Salami is the best thing. You can do sopressat. You can do pepperoni. Anything really circular. And now what I'm going to do all together is fold it all up like this.
Okay, like a hot dog
like
style.
Like a hot dog, yes, taco. And then you take the last one you put down, and then I'm going to start rolling this inward.
Are we supposed to be as tight as possible?
It's tight as possible, yeah. And then once you can start doing it this, you can kind of pick it up as well.
It all makes sense when you're doing it, but I think when you see it together, you're like, there's no possible way.
So then that gives you the inside of the rose. And then you kind of just place that right in there.
Ta-da!
And you get that rose.
Oh, okay. So what's your approach to designing new boards too? Like, how do you come up with all of these ideas?
So the biggest thing for me is color.
Is this going in the middle?
It's going to go right here.
Okay.
Yeah, right there to take up that space. Big thing for me is color, and then seasonality ingredients. So using any fresh vegetables that come in, any fresh fruit that come in, depending on if it's spring or summer or fall. And then just making sure I use height as well. And then it's fun to do holiday theme boards. So this one is a charcuterie wreath, but you can also do stuff for Mother's Day. You can do things for 4th of July, Halloween. We did a bunch of Halloween boards. So really it's just like however your artistic mind takes you, but there's plenty of boards and custom things to do.
So many options.
Yes.
What's been the craziest thing you've ever put on a board?
That's a great question. So I actually did a charcuterie board, which was a bunch of just like seafood in the Pacific Northwest flavors. So a lot of canned fish and everything like that. Oysters over ice. So that was a really fun board that I did.
Okay, and I also hear that you do boards for dogs, your furry friends. Tell me about this.
Yeah, charcuterie. So it all started with our furry friend Shoshana. She was our inspiration for this. Loved all cheese. There she is.
There she is.
And then it kind of just spread. Seattle is a very dog-friendly city. Every time I do a wedding and they have a dog going with, I'll make a little box for the dog as well. People here love their dogs, as do I. So charcuterie has been doing great.
Oh, that makes sense that it would just blow up. I also want to talk about your time on Chopped, season 41.
Yes.
How was your time on the show?
It was a lot of fun. It was a day packed full of stress, but it was a lot of fun. That time limit really just does add in and is the same as charcuterie. I have that time limit to build a big table before a wedding or a corporate event, and everything is shelf stable and time sensitive. So I only have a certain amount of time off ice, and then they have a certain amount of time to enjoy it. So that kind of all ties in together.
Would you do the show again?
Of course, I would. I say that I wouldn't, but
Yes.
you ask me now, I probably would.
I know, because the stress of it all, but it's such a great experience. Also, people can learn the art of charcuterie from you because of your workshops.
Yes.
Tell everyone about that.
Yeah, so our next workshop is actually at Fremont Brewing Company. And what we do is we have a class come and I teach them how to build these charcuterie boxes right here.
These minis?
Yep, that they get to actually build themselves and then they get to take home with them. I then build them a board that they can enjoy at the brewery as well. So these actually go home with them. And then we also do a cheese tasting where it's paired with, if it's a winery we're doing it at, this time it's going to be a brewery. So we pair the cheeses with their beers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how can people follow along on your journey?
Of course. So Instagram's definitely the best place, at Boards by Erica. Also, follow us along on our website. You can buy tickets to all of our workshops through our website, but we are very active on Instagram. So I think that's the best place to probably find us.
Where do you see the business going in 5 years? What's the dream?
I'm hoping that it's and crazy busy so that I have to turn down business, you know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for, but we've just started a year and a half ago and it's been absolutely amazing. I can't even imagine where it could be in 5 years.
Well, awesome. We can't wait to see what you do next, and I'm going to eat my way through this board when we go to commercial break. Thank you so much. And don't miss one of Erica's upcoming holiday-themed charcuterie workshops starting on Saturday, December 13th at Fremont Brewing. Just go to the website that you see right there for ticket information.